What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the best builds that you should build to defeat the upcoming 7-star Blaziken for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And of course, guys, if you like my type of content, enjoy these videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that Join Channel Member button below. So let's dive into the basics. We know it's a 7-star Blaziken. We know it's Terra Flying. And like all 7-star raids, there is going to be the hidden ability. And Blaziken's hidden ability is going to be Speed Boost. So at the end of each turn, you are going to be getting +1 to your speed. So Blaziken is going to be fast. And by turn 2, turn 3, it's going to outspeed everything we can throw at it. But that's okay because looking at Blaziken's stats, it has relatively low bulk. It is a glass cannon. 80 HP, 70 defense, and 70 special defense. This is a very weak Pokemon on the defensive end. It's going to allow us to really dominate it with both physical and special attackers. Now, looking at the offensive side, 120 attack and 110 special attack is definitely very strong, and this is going to be a mixed attacker. So it's going to be hard to pick. Do you want to go all in on the physical defense, all in on the special defense, especially for supporters? But max HP is always going to be a good option in a mixed attacker scenario. So you can take attacks from both physical and special pretty decently well. Lastly, the speed stat's going to be 80, which honestly is not too great. We can definitely outspeed it on turn 1 with a lot of different builds. But as I mentioned before with speed boost, by turn 2, it's pretty much going to be outspeeding most of the things. And by turn 3, it'll outspeed everything. Now, looking at the move pool here, this is what I predict Blaziken will have. Braybird is going to be the best physical flying move it can have. Best flying move it has, period. So Braybird is absolutely something scary, and we're going to have to respect that. Next up, Flare Blitz. The best fire type move it gets that isn't Blast Burn, and Flare Blitz is very strong to be stabbed with that 120. We're going to have to respect it. And its signature move is Blaze Kick, and Blaze Kick is very scary as it can burn, but it also has a high chance to crit. So there is a potential that Blaziken could be a crit monster with this move. Luckily, it's only 90% accurate, so it can miss, which is really nice for us. Now, looking at coverage moves, I do think Earthquake is going to be its big coverage moves because Electric is the only thing that beats Terra Flying that it doesn't have a weakness to either fighting or fire, but it does learn a couple of ground type moves. Bulldoze is the other big one, but I do think it'll go all in on Earthquake. If it is Bulldoze, that's going to be a blessing, but I'd rather say it's going to be Earthquake, so we're going to have to watch out for that. But because it's not Stab or Terra boosted, we can definitely take those with the right setup. Lastly, I think it's going to have a fighting physical move like Brick Break or Close Combat. Now, I am leaning more towards Brick Break because it is a better move, as in it will break our Reflects, our Light Screens, our Aurora Veils. Close Combat does more damage, but it will drop its stats. So I don't know if they want to drop its own stats. So I think Brick Break's a safer move to predict on. And if it is Close Combat, I do think that's an easier attack for us to capitalize on. Now for special moves, I do think it's going to have Flamethrower or Aura Sphere, or maybe neither, who knows. But Flamethrower is just a very safe fire type special move. And then Aura Sphere is a never missing fighting type special move. Outside of that, I don't think it's going to have any other damaging moves. Now, looking at the setup moves, I think the two setup moves are going to be Swords Dance and or Focus Energy. Now, Swords Dance turn 0 is absolutely a threat, or turn 1, because a +2 Blaziken, and it's going to outspeed us, is going to nuke some Pokemon easily. So we're going to definitely have to watch out for that. And then Focus Energy is going to increase its crit hit ratio by +2. And with Blaze Kick and Focus Energy, that's going to be a guaranteed crit every time it goes. Now, let's start off with our special attackers. And Miraidon is going to be number 1 here with that Terra Electric. And the really good thing about it, one, is you're an electric type, but you're also a dragon type, so you will resist the fire damage coming in, which is going to be very nice. And I'm going to give us the item Metronome. We're going to be max HP, max special attack, modest nature, and our ability sets up the electric terrain, which gives us a special attack boost because of having the terrain up, and it also boosts the damage of all our electric type attacks. Now, Miraidon may not be the hardest hitting special attacker for electric types by stat, but when you get that special attack boost plus the electric terrain, it is the hardest hitting special attacker for electric types in the game, period. Now, the reason why this Pokemon is so good is, one, you have two phenomenal moves. You have Parabolic Charge, which is going to be our big sustained move. This is going to make it so we don't need to have Shell Bell, and we can just have Metronome on. And this is just Electric type Drain Punch. It's really good. It's going to give us a lot of HP back in that general sustain, and it's going to be our main carry move. Now, Electro Drift is sort of like our finishing move because the move's going to be super effective in this raid. It's going to deal 133 power, so that's going to be absolutely massive. And we can also solo because we have the ability to lower that special defense stat with a Metal Sound, which is very nice. And we also have Calm Mind, so you can like turn 1 Calm Mind or turn 1 Metal Sound. Calm Mind will increase our special attack and special defense stats by 1. Next is Belly Bolt with that Terra Electric and Metronome. And we're going to max HP, max special attack, Modest Nature. And our ability is phenomenal. So essentially, whenever we get hit, our next electric type move is going to get a boost in power, giving us that I believe is a 50% boost, which is absolutely massive. And the reason why this Pokemon's so good is because it can be a special attacker, but also a supporter. So if you want to run this as a supporter, you can go max HP, like max defense on this raid, or you can play a supporter with this spread of max HP and max special attack too. Now, Acid Spray is the best special defense lowering move in the game. It goes through shields, -2 special defense. This is going to be crucial. And you also have Parabolic Charge. So you can just do a couple Acid Sprays, then spam Parabolic Charge for the rest of the raid, and probably win the solo just like that. We also have Chilling Water to lower that target's physical offense by 1. So physical attack going down by 1 each time we hit one of these. And we also have Reflect to give ourselves a nice defense boost on the physical side. So if there is something like Earthquake, this will help reduce that damage significantly in general. And Belly Bolt has some decent stats overall. Next up is Thundurus. Thundurus Therian with the Terra Electric and Shell Bell. Now, the electric flying is great here because this allows us to be, 1, resistant to flying type moves and resist fighting type moves. And we also are immune to ground type moves. So we only got to worry about fire type moves. And Thundurus absolutely hits hard. That 427 special attack is crazy with that Modest Nature and that max HP, max special attack. We have Voltazor, which is not going to really matter in this raid. Now, we also have Rain Dance. So if you want to reduce the damage of fire type moves, you can pop a Rain Dance. And this is going to allow you not only to take reduction from fire type moves, but it'll also make Wild Bolt Storm 100% accurate, which is going to be really great. And this move has a 20% chance of paralyzing. So this is going to have a good chance of actually paralyzing the Blaziken. But if you don't want to do that, the normal strat is just going to be Nasty Plot a couple of times and then hit that Thunderbolt with the Shell Bell and just get your HP back. It's going to be stab super effective. Then you Terra Electric and just do even more damage. If you do like the Rain Dance idea, you could replace Wild Bolt Storm with Thunder to do even more damage. So that could be another great tech item here too. But I think the Paralyze is going to be pretty nice just to slow down the Blaziken and make it so it doesn't move sometimes too, which is going to be really nice. Our next special attacker is actually going to be Rotom. Now, Rotom is pretty nice because it has the ability Levitate, so you're immune to ground type moves. You're electric type, so you resist flying, and you're fire type, so you're going to resist fire type moves. So it's going to be a really swell Pokemon overall. And we're going to have the item Shell Bell with max HP, max special attack, Modest Nature, and very simple stuff. Nasty Plot to boost our damage. Thunderbolt to do damage, Electric Terrain to give an additional damage boost to electric type moves, and Reflect to give us that additional defense. So overall, really easy and simple. It has like not the best defenses, but it's decently bulky overall. Now we have Electros with the Terra Electric and Shell Bell. I'm going to be running max HP, max special attack, Modest Nature. Naturally does have a higher physical attack, but it does have a better special move pool, so I'd rather go with that. We also have Levitate, so we're going to be immune to ground, and because we're electric type, we're going to resist the flying overall. The only issue with Electros is we're not that bulky, so keep that in mind. Our defenses aren't even over 200, so that can be a little bit problematic. But you do have Acid Spray to lower that special defense, Thunderbolt to do big damage. We have a Lunge that will lower the Blaziken's physical attack stat by 1, which is very nice, and Charge Beam, which has a 50% chance of boosting our special attack by 1. So you can do Acid Spray a couple of times, spam Charge Beam a little bit to get some boost, and then finish off with some Thunderbolts. I think Electros is actually going to be pretty decent in this raid overall. Now, for our next special attacker, we got Arceus. And Arceus, you can do Terra Electric or Terra Stellar. Both are going to work great. And we're going to go with that Zap Play. and max HP, max special attack, modest nature. And we're going to be going in with the Judgment, which is going to be an electric type move overall. Calm Mind to boost our special attack and special defense. Acid Spray to lower that special defense by 2 and it'll go through shields. And then we can use Recover to heal up. Now for Physical Attackers, and overall I'm going to say I don't really recommend the Physical Attackers, but these are the 2 best electric Physical Attackers in the game right now. One is going to be Iron Hands with the Terra Electric and Shell Bell, max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. And the big thing with Iron Hands here is if you cannot get a Belly Drum off, go for Swords Dance and then go for like Aura Focus Energy, one of these on turn 1, and then just spam Thunder Punch and you'll be getting a lot of HP back. Now the big thing is you are going to be weak to Earthquake if it does have a ground type move, but the other thing is you are neutral to flying type moves. So even though you have really huge natural defense, it's still going to hurt quite a bit. So I don't think Iron Hands is going to be the best build. I think you could probably clear it with either the Swords Dance or the Focus Energy variant with the Thunder Punch spam, but just keep that in mind. Now we have Zekrom with the Electric Terra and Shell Bell with the max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. Now we do massive amount of damage with this Pokemon, but the big issue with this Pokemon is we don't have a way to debuff or really buff ourselves quickly, but we do have great resistances as we resist fire and we resist that flying too. Now we have some great options on the physical side. Fusion Bolt is going to be a 100 damage physical move, which is really great. And we also have Bolt Strike, which is going to be an 85% accurate move, but it does 130 damage and it can paralyze. So Fusion Bolt is going to be the better move overall for consistency. Now to lower the Blaziken's physical attack, you can use Breaking Swipe, which is going to be pretty solid. So a couple of these can be really nice to help support the team. And then you also have Dragon Dance to boost your own physical attack and speed by 1 stage. Unfortunately, you do not have Swords Dance, so we can't really boost up big time, and we don't have a way to lower the defenses in general. But overall, Zekrom should be a decent choice. And now for supporters, and of course, our #1 supporter is always Mew. I made mine Terra Electric because that's going to allow us to resist the Brave Birds coming in, so that's always going to be really nice in general. And I gave us Shell Bell. I think that's a pretty solid item here too. Max HP with a max defense with a bold nature, so we want to prepare for any of those physical attacks coming in towards us. We also have the ability Synchronize, so if we do get burned, then the Blaziken also gets burned too. So that's going to be a really fun moment if like Blaze Kick does burn you or Flare Blitz or something like that, or if it has Will-O-Wisp. That'll be really awesome. Now, the standard setup is going to be Life Dew to heal everyone up on the team, Acid Spray to lower that special defense and go through shields, and then you have Chilling Water go through shields and lower that physical attack, or Struggle Bug to lower that special attack also through shields. Now, if we find out the raid is more physical, you could remove Struggle Bug and put up Reflect or a Light Screen here or something else, or a Thunder Wave. You have so many great options of Mew. Pretty much this is like your general standard Mew build. Now, next up is the Qwilfish. And I say Qwilfish because I'm going to be talking about Overqwil and regular Qwilfish as well. So Qwilfish here is the Hisuian one, and this Pokemon with Eviolite is insane. So our physical defense and our special defense will be getting a 50% boost with Eviolite. So we're going to be super tanky, and we have Intimidate. So we're going to be lowering that physical attack by 1, which is always going to be great too. And we're going to be nigh unkillable for a minute for sure, with that -1 and that great bulk. Now, we are a Dark and Poison type, so we are going to be weak to any sort of ground type moves, and we're going to be neutral to all the other moves in general. But I think Terra Water overall is a pretty decent option here too. You can also go for Terra Electric as well, but we'll just have to see how the raid goes out. And what I like about this Pokemon, and as I mentioned, max HP, max defense, plus defense nature, which is bold. It's going to be very similar to Mew. We have that Chilling Water to lower that physical attack, so we're going to keep on spamming this. Acid Spray to lower that special defense to help our special attackers on the team. And then Acupressure is going to be phenomenal. You can target one of your teammates and give them a sharply boosted stat. It's going to be a random stat, but pretty much any of the stats going to be helpful. So like special attack is going to be massive. Physical defense can be massive. Evasion would be crazy too. So this is a phenomenal support. And then you also have Barbarage, which could potentially poison them too, which is also very nice. And if they are poisoned, it does double damage. You won't be using this move motes often, but it's mostly Chilling Water, Acid Spray spam, and then you can Acupressure to help a setup mon out there. Now, Overqwil does pretty much the exact same thing, but Overqwil has, you know, Actually less defenses because Eviolite is on the Hisuian Quillfish, but you can have Shell Bell and have pretty decent defenses as well. We're gonna go max HP, max defense. You can go for bold nature. Anything with plus defense will be helpful. You have Intimidate to lower again, and the exact same move set as Hisuian Quillfish. So very similar. So up to you. Which one do you want to flex? I do think Hisuian Quillfish is better in Barbarage because you do have that Eviolite. Now for Johtoian Quillfish, and this Pokemon has better typing than its counterparts, because Water Poison allows you to resist fighting and fire. So I wouldn't even recommend Terry, and there's really no need. And I gave it the Shell Bell with max HP, max defense, bold nature, and once again Intimidate to get that -1 at the beginning of the raid. We're going to be doing a very similar moveset: Acid Spray to provide special defense, Chilling Water to lower that physical attack, Acupressure to buff your teammates. But you also have Thunder Wave, so you can pop one of these Thunder Waves as well to lower the speed of the Blaziken, but also make it so it doesn't attack you on the turn, which is going to be excellent supporting. So I do recommend it, but the big downside is, once again, you don't have a lot of bulk. You are the least bulky out of the three here, but you do have the best typing, so that may pay dividends there. Next up, I like Cresselia a lot as a supporter. With the ability Levitate and Terra Electric, you have no weaknesses, and you're super bulky. And we're gonna give it Light Clay with max HP, max defense, bold nature. And we have both Reflect and Light Screen, so you can set both of these up to give yourself some nice boost. If it does have something like Brick Break, you can just reset up the screen. Also, you do resist fighting type moves, which is very nice. Lunar Blessing is a really nice move. It's going to recover everyone by 25%, but also cure any status ailments they may have. So if they get burned by like a Flare Blitz or a Blaze Kick, you can heal that burn immediately with the Lunar Blessing, which is really nice. And then for your damaging move, I recommend something like an Ice Beam, or you can put Icy Wind. Icy Wind will lower the speed, but Ice Beam will do a little bit more damage. That's going to be up to you. And the last one I do want to mention, as I mentioned before, is going to be the return to Belly Bolt. If you run Belly Bolt with a Terra Electric, like max HP, max defense, you can just be an awesome Reflecto, Chilling Water, Acid Spray user, and then to get that HP back, you use Parabolic Charge. So that is going to be all of our builds today. I hope you enjoyed this build guide, and let me know in the comment section below which build you are going to make for this. Overall, most of these builds can solo, so it's going to be super easy. And my next video is going to be the one-turn KO strategy, because this chicken is absolutely cooked. Of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy these videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.